Alright divers, it's been a few weeks since my last upload, so you're getting the speedrun version of this video. Arrowhead are the masters of setting up expectations and finding themselves at the bottom of this graph. I feel the wise words of a fishman can be used in this situation. Arrowhead are the perfect game dev team. Until they open their mouths. I'm paraphrasing, of course. Let me give you a piece of advice, Arrowhead. I know this quote came as a result of people wishing there was a bit more conversation about what's coming to Helldivers 2. But we all know the best updates are the ones you shadow drop, and when this is what you say a week before a Warbond announcement, it sets up an expectation, which was your first mistake. Of course, the quote in question is referring to the coming update as a whole, but we spent an entire week waiting in anticipation for this? And instead, we got this. This Warbond might just be the most underwhelming thing in the entire game. The only thing that's impressive about this Warbond is that it doesn't rank dead last for Warbonds to purchase. Polar Patriots, one day you'll get a video, but only as an April Fool's joke like Masters of Ceremony should have been for the price tag of $10. So let's get right into it. Masters of Failed Expectations starts off strong with only having one primary weapon again, that is a rifle. Again. You know what, Arrowhead? I have to sit you down for your second mistake. You do realize you made a horde shooter, right? The Deadeye from the last video scraped by with the incredible traits such as medium armor penetration, over penetration, and a nifty ability you'd expect out of a single fire weapon, which is to one-shot most light and medium armor enemies. The amendment does none of those things, and you expect me to pay $10 for what may as well be a girl's frontline weapon skin for the Diligence? Trash! Go play a real man's weapon like the Eruptor.
Brilliant!
Next is the Saber. Have you used any of the melee weapons that aren't the Spear? Yeah? It's like that. You get to go next to the can because I asked for you, but not too far. I still had to pay $10 for you. Up next, we have the Pyrotech Grenade. Now, the first time I threw this thing, it bounced off of Outless's face, blew up, and did nothing. Terrible grenade. But wait. Later that game, I had a large group of enemies coming for me, and I realized the real way to use this grenade is to cut off your enemy's path to you. Running away from a horde, toss this thing near your feet and stop the immediate enemies from approaching you. Trying to extract, toss out 2 or 3 of these babies, and those suckers are gonna get lit on fire and sent to super hell, running through the city. Use this grenade to cover the alleyway choke points. This thing has the unique utility of a grenade being defensive, which is not something you see every day. You're going on my loadout, you're fun. On to the sample scanner. Now, if you thought this booster did something ridiculous like marking samples on the radar, I'm here to tell you that you're a flipping idiot. Obviously, this booster has the chance to duplicate samples. See? There you go. Look, Super Earth is just a poor little guy. They're just a poor multi-quadrillionaire society. You really think they'd have the advanced technology to mark things on your map? Of course it was duplication of matter. Now, I'm not gonna let Arrowhead off the hook. There's still nothing for us vets to spend our samples on. Cue my crash out from the last video. Come on, Arrowhead, give me my next thing to grind for. It's been so long. I don't need more samples. I need a cool hat to hold all of the extras I have. And Arrowhead, you're barely dodging that third mistake of 2 boosters in a row having to do with samples, because this one might actually be decent when you remember to add stuff to the end game. You're going on the bench. Maybe you'll see you soon. Now for the new armor set. It's like the servo-assisted armor set, but worse, because I don't get the throwing distance. Trash! Okay, we can talk about this one. In theory, if your name is literally the Russian Badger and you win 50-50 on whether or not your limb breaks 7 times in a row, then this new armor could actually be pretty good. But you want to know what would be better than my arm not breaking 7 times in a row? Not dying 7 times in a row. And furthermore, for everyone who isn't Badger, you want to know what would be better than my arm not breaking every once in a while? My arm not breaking consistently because it has more health, and I can throw things further, like this armor set, into the trash.
I'm gonna die. How am I alive? Democracy protects. Democracy protects.
Oh yeah. Oh, 30 frames, let's go!
Democracy protects.
I'm also getting like low frames.
I'm not Russian Badger.
Now, you've probably noticed that I've skipped something important in this Warbond, something that people have been saying might just save this Warbond if handled correctly. The drip. The drip in this Warbond is so good that I've noticed a pattern. Every time a Warbond is a total disappointment, Arrowhead cooks with the drip and the emotes. There's enough fashion in these Warbonds to clothe an impoverished South African nation. I can't help but notice a hat on this helmet though, and I just want Arrowhead to know that all can be forgiven if you retroactively put cool hats on the helmets of the Borderline Justice Warbond. Come on, we all want it, just do it. Okay, this bit turned into a side tangent. I was talking about the flag. Arrowhead has spent too much time playing Guilty Gear because one of those nutjobs must have gotten to that bit where Sin challenged Soul to a fight and Soul responded by telling him to go wave a flag. Alright, so I'm American, a crackhead, a voice actor, and a helldiver. When can I run for president of Super Earth? As funny as this flag is, this is easily the worst anything in the game. I've never seen a community so certain that an obviously terrible asset in a fight would clearly have some kind of support buff, and the utter shock the developers had when they found out players expected more. Arrowhead, I'd sit you down for your third mistake, but calling this a mistake would be the understatement of this game's lifespan. Whoever came up with the idea that someone should pay money for this item in the current state it's in should be fired. Trash! Since we're through the Warbond, there's the rest of that update we need to talk about, and let me just say, Arrowhead is lucky we love playing Helldivers 2 so much, because I've never seen a community so pumped for an update literally everyone expected to happen. Story recap time. After we black-holed Meridia, the community came to the conclusion, yeah, this is how the Illuminate are going to return to our galaxy, and surely enough, after a year of theorizing, here they are doing exactly that, bomb rushing their way to Super Earth. And these enemies are flipping wild. We have Squid Boy number 3, we got Stingray 1 getting bodied by everybody's favorite tomboy pilot, and we have this Nightmare Fuel that might just make this game rated M. Oh shoot, really? Dang, okay. Anyway, the Illuminati are making their way to end our way of life, so I'm gonna get back to frying some calamari. But before I do, Arrowhead, you've got one last mistake on your hands. $10. Really? Imagine it. All you had to do was make the Warbond $5 and you would have seen this graph for the first time since launch go, we're so back, twice. It would have been beautiful. Everything would have been great. There'd be no controversy whatsoever. Why is it so hard for you to do the right thing twice? Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed, go watch the other Helldivers videos. Those are the good ones, but feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, or else the YouTube algorithm will visit me tonight for not repaying my debts. See you on the next adventure, and if you're wondering why I didn't talk about the Warbond's performance on the other enemies, that's because Super Earth is in danger from the squids, and fighting the bugs and bots would be treason.